Yo, what's good? This is Chef David Olson with Live Fire Republic. We're here in my backyard in Michigan, and today we're preparing the ultimate live fire pizza. Let's dig in and get started. All right, today's pizza is going to be built in 5 different stages. First is the homemade dough. Second is our truffle gorgonzola cream sauce. Third, the seasoning and firing up of our filet mignon. Fourth is going to be preparing the pizza directly over the Weber Kettle. And fifth is putting it all together and finishing it with a beautiful array of fresh herbs and balsamic reduction. For our homemade dough, we're using 00 flour. My wife and I just got back from Croatia, and I love this flour. It's fine mesh, has a high protein content, and it works beautiful within the pizza. It has this incredible elasticity that you're gonna see here at the end of the cook. 00 flour. Now I'm only going in, we have 2.5 cups here inside of our mason jar. We're going to go with 1 cup in to start, and then fold in the remainder of our dry ingredients before the water and the oil. Next, 1 package of dry instant yeast, about a tablespoon or so of coarsely ground sea salt. Next, sugar. Now because we're only using a portion of flour, almost making a slurry here. So a little bit of the water at a time, and then we're gonna stir to combine. We wanna continue stirring until all of the flour, the salt, the sugar are combined beautifully together in with this flour. All right, so you're more than welcome to season your flour additionally as you like. You can season it with garlic, you can use an Italian seasoning, dried thyme leaves. There's a multitude of different seasonings you can apply into your flour. Our intent today is just to share with you a very simple backyard recipe that you can use right at home. Easy breezy. All right, now it's time to take the dough from the bowl and get it over our working surface. We just need a couple tablespoons here of flour, and we're gonna start kneading out our dough over the course of the next 10 minutes. One of the reasons I was so excited to share this recipe and this cook with you guys, 25 years ago this week, my grandfather passed away, and I had found out something super cool, and I'll share with you here in just a second. But as a kid, my dad would always prepare pizza on Friday nights. Not just any pizza, but homemade pizza. We do pizza every Friday, and it was my very favorite. But what I learned this week, my aunt actually shared a story that as kids, it wasn't just our family, my family's tradition as a kid of doing pizza on Fridays, but my grandfather would prepare pizza, homemade pizza, every Friday night for my dad and his family. So getting out here and sharing this recipe with you, it certainly hits home, and it's a tradition now going forward in our household. We're doing pizzas every Friday night and outside as much as possible. Now I know if I can do this, you can do this. This is so darn easy. At this stage, all we're doing is just folding the dough underneath itself to create this beautiful dough ball. This is gonna go inside of a mixing bowl. We're gonna brush it with a bit of olive oil. We're gonna cover it in cling wrap and let it set for about 2.5 hours. While the pizza dough's taking its cat nap, it's time to get into our filet mignon. We're gonna wrap the filet mignon with butcher's twine, season it simply with our Croatian olive oil, sea salt, black peppercorn, roasted granulated garlic, and then we're gonna get it over the fire and prepare it to a beautiful medium rare perfection. Now, for a butcher's knot, we're gonna go over and under, over and under. And what this really does is lock in and secure that first knot. Boom. Now this butcher's knot is perfect for filet mignon in larger cuts like crown roast or even prime rib. But if you want to see how we prepared the perfect tomahawk steak using this knot, click the link above. Once tied down, we have an even shape, size, and complete continuity to these filet mignon steaks. Steaks to rest, it's time to go in with our Gorgonzola truffle cream sauce. Here we go. First step, I'm gonna go a little away from the fire with this. We're just gonna drizzle in a high smoke point oil. We have canola here inside the bottom of the pot. Boom. Finely diced shallot. Roasted minced garlic. We're just gonna work this wooden spoon around the pan, get a really nice caramelization to the shallot and the garlic. Once it's just golden in color and fragrant, in is gonna go our heavy cream and our Gorgonzola. All right, shallots started to cook down and caramelize, and in now with our cream. Off the heat. Beautiful. To the side, next in, Gorgonzola. Now we're gonna consistently stir and move the Gorgonzola, cream, shallot, garlic, and olive oil throughout the pan until it's reduced, beautiful, and creamy. Now that the sauce has started to cook down and come together, we're gonna add in a bit of Parmesan in season to taste. The super cool part about pizza is there's 1,000,001 ways to do things. And frankly, there's not many wrong ways. Now for your Gorgonzola sauce, you can leave it with a bit of texture and chunk from the cheese, or, like me, bring an immersion blender to the party. All right, so 2 weeks ago, my wife and I spent an afternoon hunting truffles on the border of Slovenia and Croatia, and we came back with a handful of black gold. These black truffles are going directly into our Gorgonzola sauce. And we're gonna use our microplane to just load up this sauce with tons of this rustic, umami, mushroomy flavor. This is probably among the most beautiful of truffles in the entire world, the black winter truffle, directly from Istria in Croatia. Check out how much the dough has risen. We're gonna pull this out, chop it in half with a board knife, build out our 2 dough balls that are gonna go back into the refrigerator for 30 to 45 minutes, and then it's time to grill some pizza. The trick of the trade to get it from the rolling table onto the grill. We're gonna use about a half tablespoon of flour, and I'm just gonna make sure this is really well coated. Now, the reason we do this is because I'm gonna take this pizza dough, fold it in half, dough, fold it in a quarter, and now we're onto the grill. If we didn't use the flour, the pizza dough would stick together. Now, I promised you this was the ultimate backyard barbecue. No stones, no pizza ovens, directly on the grates. Now, this isn't gonna take long, but that's how we do it. I'm using 2 big Weber spatulas to flip this crust. Let's see how we did. If it works, it should all stay together. 1, 2, 3, and flip. Hey, there we go. Look at that. I'm gonna show you a super cool technique to fire roasting tomatoes. We're gonna build a ton of flavor, and it's gonna look amazing in presentation. Olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic. All right, fire roasted tomatoes finished. olive oil down. Beautiful. Next, cheese sauce. That's what we're looking for. Look how rich and creamy that is. You can see the flecks of the truffle in that sauce with the gorgonzola, all mixed in with that olive oil. So cool. Steak. There we go. Beautiful. How good does that look? Tomato. And don't worry, I promise I won't feed you the stems. Next in, fresh basil. We're just gonna tear some basil off, just get a little heat onto the basil. Love fresh basil on pizza. Lemon zest. And that, my friends, is the ultimate backyard barbecue, live fire, filet mignon, truffle gorgonzola pizza. As I mentioned earlier in the episode, my wife and I just returned home from Croatia. One of my favorite areas in the whole country is Istria, and more specifically, Pula. It's home to one of 6 ancient Roman Colosseums and one of the best preserved in the entire world. And I thought, what better to carve up our pizza today than a massive gladiator sword. Gladiator sword down and through. Oh, listen to that crunch. Oh, this thing works so good. Look at that. All right, cross. Hear that crunch in the bottom? That's exactly what we're looking for. One more. Nice. There we go. Yo, this has been such a fun episode, and this pizza looks insanely good. But before we dig in, 3 things. 1, hit that subscribe and like button down below. 2, leave us a comment. I'd love to know about your favorite pizza experience. And last but not least, for these recipes and more, get over to livefirerepublic.com. Here we go. Look at that. No flop. Although we lost some basil. Here we go. That's insane. That is stupid. Look at this incredible rich umaminess from the gorgonzola and the truffle. This beautiful bit of sweetness from the tomato, and that dough is straight insane. But that filet mignon, the char just really elevates the top, and then you get this really great bit of acidity that comes in from the balsamic. That's crazy. That's crazy good. Listen, it's time to eat. Stay hungry. Let's go.